Islam Moors. I planned to go live yesterday. Yesterday. I plan to go live tomorrow. After I was going to visit someplace, but some of the things that I saw today were just further confirmation when we're talking about Moorish culture and it being the standard, and how in particular, for those of you that followed us on Trace Meritum Divitiae, we talked about on some of the lives, in particular, two paintings that we saw that were key in the creation of what became a Polish identity in their fight, in their struggle for independence against the Russians. And they won the battle, but they lost the war, because we saw them fighting under the banner of Mother in that Montserrat, Miriam, Yeshua pattern. And we even intimated that it seems like she's been the standard for a long time, because it's just very interesting. So what I wanted to show in particular was some things that I had seen in my travels. And one of the things that I've noticed in particular is that the Fez is very key in Slavic culture, or what we identify as Slavic culture. And now when I'm looking at parts of the Mediterranean, in particular, when I was at Greece, and so I wanted to go through some things so you could see kind of what I'm talking about. So one of the things I found interesting within what has been identified as Greek culture is the prominence of the Fez here, or there, rather. And so you have all these islands in addition to what is considered mainland Greece, right? So spent some time in Athens and visited a couple of the islands around, some of the major islands. It's a lot to do within a short time period. But what I wanted to show was something I got at a souvenir shop. So Athens, Greece, and then you have here him with now this one is a bit of a tarbouche, and you can see that he has the now when you look at the proper Moorish culture, it'll be boots, and you saw those more in Poland. So when you're looking at this is the archetype of the freedom fighter. All right, so this is the archetype of the freedom fighter. And so when they're fighting against the Turks in particular at this time period, the question should be, you know, if there's such a struggle for identity, and there's a struggle for a national identity that is unique within our own vine and fig tree, right? Within our own cultural norms, why are we adapting to this as a part of the folk wear, of the dress? And I was late to that museum, and it was very interesting because I thought I was going to have more time. And I had less than an hour, but I saw the breadth of it. We've had that experience at another museum that we had. I think that was somewhere in Slovakia or somewhere. All right. So that's one. And then here's another one that I found at the store. Now, I saw a similar, I guess it's a doll, but it's similar to that image here. If you're looking at like the shoes and you're looking at here and the skirt, and you see the vest. And on this one, it's hard to tell if the tassel is right there. It's hard to tell if that's what that is. But this is something I saw. Now, there was a one that looked a little bit more put together. And in that particular day, I had my fez on. And I guess she thought I was going to go for it. So she tried to sell me a better looking doll that was a little bit taller. So I would say this is about 6 inches. So that one was probably about 10 or 11. So she tried to sell that to me for 50 euros. And I was like, no, it's not happening. So this one was for 8. And you can see the style of dress. Because one of the things that we're looking at in the confines of many cultures is amalgamation. Assimilation is when you take something from somewhere else and you find a way to make it your own. You remix it a little bit. And one thing that I've seen in this part of the world, so we were in Central Europe and now in the Mediterranean, and I'll say where I am no, I won't say where I am until after I leave that place. Yeah. So again, this is one of the examples of Greek folk wear. And you can see the fez there. All right. And again, we see this archetype on this kind of canvas tote bag. And it was only one left because I was going to get 2. And I was going to try to get 2 of these, but it was only one left. Because they had a smaller one, but the tarbouche was not colored in red. So I just saw this one. So let's look at that, and then let me bring up the other one. And the European son, he gave me this one because I was trying to look in the bookstore. He's like, no, because that museum closed at 4, which is crazy work, man. It's a historical museum. That historical museum was amazing. I was only on the first floor, and I was there for less than 45 minutes. And I stayed probably until 4:02. And the one guy that I guess was like the last one on duty, he was a little frustrated with me because I was taking as many pictures as I possibly could, because he changed it up and said I couldn't take video. And I think I'll show that one tomorrow, but I wanted to show this. These are examples of Greek culture. Islam Moor. So I'm showing some things that I found in Athens over the last almost 9 days, 10 days before I moved somewhere else. So you can see in their garment that they have adapted the fez, and even the dress with the pantaloons. What's old school? MC Hammer pants or the genie pants. You'll see that they have the cummerbund. Now this one, which is actually something I saw in a souvenir shop, it works for what it works for, but you can see that it has the kind of the shoes. It doesn't have the boots, because this one that I got has the tarbouche, but it has a similar kind of dress. And they only had one of each, so I got that one. And then the other thing in the store is a teddy bear, and I'm like, man. Luckily, flying business class and having 2 pieces of checked luggage at a certain weight, I was like, because I wanted to get more, and I'm like, man, I still got more places to go. So this is a teddy bear with the fez on, and you can see it has the same kind of outfit, just like the one I showed, even though this one is a little bit on the cheapy side. This is Greek folkwear. This is their, when they have weddings, when they have festivals, sometimes certain religious festivities, they wear these. Now, one thing I also noticed was that the leaders that were fighting, the Ottomans in particular, because it seems like there was a couple of times that they were fighting for independence, or this idea of Greek identity. But the question is, why am I copying? Why am I coming to wear? What am I deciding to put as a part of our national identity for our folk wear, for our clothing, for our weddings, our marriages, our festivals? We have adapted the fez. Moors, it's like everybody using our fez, our ancient fez, the custodians of what we represent with it, as a way for them to fight for liberty or for their independence. Hence, it's called the Liberty Cap. So when you're looking at these examples, like, I don't even know what else to say. And this can't sit up on its own. Let me bring that tassel around to the front. So we're just talking about this Greek culture, this identity. And I was just at another museum this afternoon and saw another place with so much information. It just it just don't make no sense, man. And people have been complimenting me on my fez, in particular in this part of the world. So again, let me pull this one out. So I got this in Athens when I was there. They have some things at some of the islands in particular, but like I said, that the one that I saw, that was a taller version, that was a better version of this one. she was trying to finesse me and have me pay, even though it's probably 11 or 12 inches. This is probably like about 6. She was trying to charge me 50 euros, which is crazy work. So this I thought should have been 5 euros, but he had it on sale for 8. So I was like, well, and I said, well, you have 2. He's like, nope, it's the last one. So I grabbed it. So again, you can see this. So very similar. Now we know that there is a lot of political tension, a lot of cultural tension between what we call Greece and what is now Turkey. But if we go with the narrative that the Fez came from the Turks, which we know that's not accurate, why would they adopt this as a part of their cultural heritage, their folkwear for festivals, for weddings, for different religious activities? Why would they add it if the people that they're fighting for their independence to get their independence from, you know, they don't respect them, they don't like them? Why would they do that? And so probably what I'll do is I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do it, because there's so much. And I'm going to have to get the other phone and I'll show you, because oh man. And so the historical museum, the European Sun, I got there at, I think I got out the taxi at 3:09, and it's hot. It was hot as heck. I made it probably to the door. It really was like 10 euros, or maybe it was, no, I think it was 15. He said, you know what, I'm going to just charge you 5. He said, you know, you only got 45 minutes. I said, I can make this happen. So Islam Sheldon. So he gave me this on the way out, because I'm like, wait, I've never seen that many fezzes in one place. So he gave me this, and I'm like, and I'm so frustrated because I put somebody else before me, and I do that typically. I take care of a lot of people. So I, as a caretaker, as somebody that is typically the person, I do those things thinking I can make it work, and I still made it work. So that the first floor was about Greek history. So it gave me what I needed within that time. So again, this is you can see the pantaloons. You would call them genie pants, or what's his name? MC Hammer pants. And you have the cummerbund, you have the vest, and you have the fez. Okay. Now this I got at some little bootleg souvenir shop, and I'm glad I went in there. Spirit told me to go in there, and they only had one. So it's very similar to the other one. No, I didn't get you one. They only had one. So you can see it's similar to the doll, this little one here. Very similar with the skirt, the jacket, the vest. Now this one, it looks more like a tarbouche. You can't really tell the way that this is drawn on if the fez, if the tassel is back here. You can't really tell at all. So this one, you can see a very similar, like if we try to put them close by close, you know, this is what you see. And then they had these all over the place. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I know there's probably a way to probably be able to get it online or something, but I was like, I got to get one, because it was so much stuff. I think there was probably one other thing I didn't get because I was running out of time. So when we're talking about, again, cultural identity, the very people here, and those of you that have traveled to either what is now Turkey or what we call now Greece, they've had some cultural, political, as most neighbors do, that have had issues when someone was taken over, or they were under occupation, or they were colonized, right? So This is one of the things that they sell at the shop that was in a lot of the souvenir stores in Athens, because in particular that that was from, I think I walked from the historical museum to the archaeological museum. And so I said, well, let me go in there and see. And I'm like, man, I got to get one of these. So I have, and again, other cultures have adapted. So again, the question politically, culturally, economically, you're fighting for independence against the Turks. So why do you adapt to dressing like them? Now, we know that a lot of those generals, in particular, those people that were leaders in the movement, were a part of an order. So they already had some type of affiliation or familiarity with a brotherhood or with an order. But to make this as a part of the attire. And so Sheldon can testify to going to that ethnological museum. I'm trying to remember where we were. They had a very similar dress. So this is Greek, and I'm gonna show the last one, and then I'm gonna show some photos, because I was like, I can't believe this. I'm like, the one time. So you can see the outfit. This is Greek culture. This is what they wear when they get married. This is what they wear when they have religious festivals. So if they hate the Turks, if they hate so-called Asians, if they hate so-called Arabs, if they hate Moors, why adopt the fez? And not even just adopting the fez, the dress. So like this is very interesting. So when we're looking at this idea of the fez and how powerful it is, the people that the Greeks are fighting against, the Turks, and I got to get my other phone so you can see, they have like this, let me show you. And the European son, he had he saw me taking video, so he was like, I think he let me get away the first couple of times. And then I think he was like, nah, I can't work with you on that one. So, and I probably should have favored it. But let me find it real quick, because that was the other museum. And actually, I think I'll show, do I have the video? It's just a room full of fezzes. Just a room full of fezzes. I don't know if I got that one. Let's see if I got that one. Hold on, let's see. Islam Cujo. So this is the first room where I saw all these fezzes at. Baral. That's the next one, and the glare it's really hard to see the glare. This is another one. That's another fez. That's another fez. He had the cummerbund. Look at the fez right here, man. These are all people fighting for Greek independence. They're fighting for Greek independence. And they got fezzes on. Look at all it was at least 3 rooms with nothing but fezzes. And luckily I got this one. Islam Tariq, Islam Moors. I don't even know what, like I was in there just tripping. Tripping, and you can see again the Pirates of the Caribbean, and that, look at that shoe that's even on the teddy bears and stuff, like the boot. And then you have the revolvers, you have the daggers, you have a scimitar. So it's going to replay again for the people coming in. The Greek War of Independence. So they have images here. And then this is the first phase. Let's count. That's 1. You can't really see on that one. That's 2. That's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. I think he had on a turban. So there was at least 12 Fezzes in that one room. And that's why I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to get all of it. And then I'm going to show you the, so you can see the vest, you can see the revolver, you can see the shoe. And I think I was able to try to get that painting. But I was just going a little, I was just trying to get it. So so again, think about the culture. These are the people that you're fighting against. But somehow, 1821, so a 6-year war of independence. All right, so let me heart that one. I think the other one, he stopped me. I don't know how far I got. Let's see. I don't know if this is the one. Yeah, okay, this is where he stopped me when I was trying to record. Yeah, I think this is the one where he stopped me. I only got 30 seconds. So this is the more kind of Sufic, yeah, so and I think I was slick with it allegedly. So this is another room. These are all people fighting a war of independence. This is the second room full of Fezzes. And he must have been a high priest. But Moors be acting funny style. Look at the garb. And these are the leaders, the political leaders, the financial leaders. I'm sure there were some that were military leaders that were fighting to be independent of independent of the Turks. But Moorish culture is dead. It's not real. My fake nails look so real. It's a real, oh my gosh. So all I want to say is when we're talking about the power of this culture. And when people start to be a little bit funny style, or they joke, or they're tongue in cheek, and because we got so many buffoons online, and shout out to Cujo for, this was part of the room where it talked about them fighting for Greek independence against the Turks, 1821 to 1827. So the people that were fighting were dressed very similar. And this is obviously a general. I can't remember what his appellation was. This is the second room with all the fezzes. And this is Greece. So to this point, if you hate something about a culture, why would you adapt it into your own? So now we know that those orders have certain things that they are instructed to do. And one of those things, you know, despite some of the deviations and perversions, is our custodians. So we have to give thanks for those, especially the ones that are the high priests in some of their positions, because they're preserving this. They did not have to keep this in this museum. They could have hid this away. Look at this one right here. They could have hid it away. Yeah, mustache is crazy. Would not like to be the wife. Allegedly, I'm just joking. But you know, this is the second one, and let me. I just want to show that for the people that now this one right here is two of them. I'm about to highlight some of these two because I think I'll post those. I think it's that one and what's the other one? Because that was this one right here. This brother right, well, this European son right here, man. Ooh-wee. So when we're talking about this, that's why I'm saying it's a lot that has to be properly discovered. We really got to we gotta change the narrative. So let me find a couple more. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, was that the one I already took? Did I already take this video? Yeah, I already took that video. Hold on. So these are some of the shots, and I was doing my best to get what I could. This is one of the this is how much they repping with the and I have to find the card. So look at the boots. Obviously it was a high rank, because when I was in there, I was just doing my best to get the images, and they didn't have placards for everybody. So like I would have to zoom all the way in at the bottom. But these are people that are fighting for independence. So technically, you know, they're not necessarily their own military. Now I'm sure they had people funding them, but these are revolutionaries to a degree, because they're, and I'll have to do some more research with regards to their citizenship or their status with regards to the Ottoman Empire. So are they considered citizens? How are they considered? How are they identified? But this is one of the main people's, his outfit. Okay, there it is. Hold on. What does it say? Yeah, it just says Greek 1821 freedom fighters costume. Now, those of you, very key with the terminology, because they have to be funded by somebody. Now, this is another one. Look at this one. Now, who within the Greek culture is going to be able to make it look like this? So this one looks better than that one. And it could just be, I think that blue just looks a little tight. I like that. All right, that's a more zoomed in. You're not breakdancing in that. You're not marching nothing like that. Let me see. Yeah, so this was a gift to the general in 1828. So that was a gift. So again, why not, give me something else? Why you give me something that look like that? So they had I think the battle was called Navarro. Look at this like Lego type junk right here. See the back row? They got a whole recreation of the battle. And you hear people back in the day not understanding, again, setting the standard of what to wear. So from Napoleon and their campaigns, obviously the Greek campaigns, we even found out that in the Polish campaign in 1790s, and then later on when you had some of those European groups moving into West and Southern Africa, the colonial military had fezzes. And so this is why when you have people like SETI and other fools, like just dumb, they don't get it. This is in the museum. The historical museum in Athens, Greece. Even up here. So we have people that don't have the proper context. Obviously, they have an agenda, and we have people that don't know. And they possibly are triggered, obviously, because anything that's traumatic, that's related to war, some type of civil warfare, some type of colonialization. So anytime that you have police that work for the occupiers, soldiers that work for the occupiers, and their job is to control these certain areas, and they're wearing the fez, people are going to have some feelings about it. But then we understand that the fez also has its position in certain parts of West Africa and South Africa too. So this was just something there that I saw, and I was like, bro, come on, man. So allegedly I took a video when I wasn't supposed to, allegedly. So it's not the best. I was just trying to capture it because I was like, yo, I got to capture this, man. Yeah, that was it. So this is a recreation of that battle. I think it's the Battle of Navarro. I think I took a picture of that. Let's see. Oh, it was some more fezzes. Let me show you some more fezzes. Oh, so these are, it's like a still picture trying to, no, what is this? I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, but so I took some images so you can see the kind of playful, just like that person that was pretending to give military advice online. He looked, come on, man. And this is one of the maritime flags. Yeah, that's a naval flag. Again, the snake. Oh my goodness, we're Christians. We know the snake represents something else, but why would we do that? This is their naval flag. The snake of justice and the owl of wisdom. The snake of justice. What? Those Greek freedom fighters, they must have been on some science to be able to talk about the snake of justice and the owl of wisdom. Let's see, let me show you a couple more. Oh, this is another one. Here's some more fezzes. Okay. I don't know if you can see, it's getting a little blurry. Yeah, it's not. So that's like a Greek banner. You can see the fezzes there. Everybody got something on their head. Even right there's another one. Even you can see him holding up this new banner for independence. He has on a tarbouch or a fez right there. Another one right there. So isn't it interesting when people are fighting for freedom, they adapt this as a part of their cultural identity? This is 1821. But Moors, we lost power in 1492. And for some of my people that are considered temple Moors, whatever the heck that's supposed to mean, this is before Noble Drew Ali was brought back to us because we needed him the most. So let me look at this and find out if I remember what that one is. Okay. So here's some more. So why adopt something from a culture that you don't like, you think it's inferior? It's not, it's not rock. Why do you adopt something? And we have to give honors to them for preserving it. I've seen more fezzes in, I don't know how, I think this is 7th country. So Greece would have been 6. So this one that I'm at would be 7. So 7 countries. And for those of you that just got here, let's go back to the teddy bear. This is Greek culture. And he says, I am the presidential guard. Let me read this. I'm going to make y'all read it. I am the presidential guard of the president of the Hellenic Republic. I am always there at the monument of the unknown soldier and at the presidential mansion day and night. So this is what, if you've ever heard of the changing of the guard. I parade at the center of Athens every Sunday morning. Also, I hoist and lower the flag at the Acropolis of Athens. This who protects the president of Greece. This is what they wear. So they could do it without having to wear the fez. And again, this one I saw at that souvenir shop. And it's not the best looking one, but I had to get it because it's the same type of outfit. Right? We got the shoes, we got the skirt, we got the vest, and we have our tassel here. And then I saw this at another store. Or was it? It was a different store. And it's just some kind of touristy bag, but it had this on there. And this is the archetype of the freedom fighter. And then this, the son gave me at the museum because I was just too late. But I got there right on time, and it was only 45 minutes. I think TMD, we was at that museum, we had 50. And I'm, knocking it out. So he has on the vest. He has on the cummerbund. He has on his genie pants or his hammer pants. And he has the fez on. Let me put them back. But Moors, we don't have any power. Other cultures don't respect us. And it's actually, in Greece, it's called the Fezzes. Because people kept asking me, where did you get it from? And this is what one of the, I forget, hold on, let me get his, what was his position? This is the cloak of the chief during the War of Independence. This is his cloak. Let me go back. This is his cloak. Now remember the kind of Ku Klux Klan priest outfit when you go to Andalusia, what is now Spain, during Holy Week. They have to put out signs and tell people we are not racist. It's not the Ku Klux Klan. This is a part of our order. This is a part of our priesthood. So one of the islands that I visited is called Rhodes, and they have a huge castle area. That's a Medina, which means a city. They have a Grand Master's Palace. Now, what I found very interesting when I was going through there was that the first order came from Andalusia. Now, it wasn't Spain yet. And it was still in the 1300s. So I'll have to go through that for tomorrow because I think this is the cloak of one of the political leaders. So you have to have people that know how to make these clothes. They have to be authentic. You can't just have regular people from around the way, around the neighborhood. The Greek sister down the street, she just can't put this together. Right? So let me go back to a couple of those ones I wanted to show y'all. Again, for people that are just coming in. They had a room full of fezzes. Let me go through so I can see, so y'all can see some of these. Now, these are people that were fighting the War of Independence. I think in one of the first rooms, there was 12 fezzes. I don't think I counted for this one. Like, who's making this outfit? You can't just, where are you going to get it from? So you're talking crazy. So when we're talking about this idea, and let me find the other ones. Let me find just a few more. Okay, I don't know if I showed this one yet. So maybe I did a little earlier. I think I did. Yeah, I showed those. So this is one of the battles between the Greeks and the Turks. All right, this is the last room. This is the last room I think that I saw. He got a little gangsterling with his fez on. Prime ministers of Greece during the post-revolution years and the Ottoman period. Prime ministers. See the sash. See the cummerbund. This is culture. This is the standard. So when I go back to that example when you had during what was supposed to be a debate, and said he's talking about the I don't know if it was in the Congo. I can't remember in particular where the soldiers that were working, they had the fez on because it was the standard. So we had the Polish fighting the Russians in the 1790s. When you see in particular a lot of the story for those of you for your studies that the Europeans were vassals, they were working for us. In particular in parts of Europe, in particular in Central to Eastern Europe. So when you see those icons that have been described as Russian icons, those are the people in power. And so the question is, why would, pale pink people paint other people in charge? It doesn't make sense. Same way they try to say that the heads in Mexico and around that area were slaves. You wouldn't honor them. That doesn't make sense. All right. The naval struggle. So okay. This is the place where we're at. So this is the third room of Fezzes. And at that time I was running out of time. It's at least 50. It had to be almost 50 or 60 Fezzes. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. He got the kind of Liberty Cap John on. Well, no, hold on. Let me see what he got working with. Another one. There's one in the corner. Hold on. Let me get to the next one. This is another one. Look at this one right here. This was in the top center. He got the Maltese cross on, so he's definitely high ranking. So these are some more. Oh, that one's kind of blurry. And again, this is another. So you have the vest, and it almost looks like when you would see a matador. Those of you familiar with, again, that's going back to Alan de Lucia. So you can see the culture there. This is the standard. So when these other cultures are using it, I don't know who gave them permission, but it's a part of this. Now, in the back, and I got to go to the front. Let me go. I'll show y'all those. This is the room. This is, I think this is this. I don't know if this was a husband and wife type vibe. So look at her adornment. Who can you get from outside the culture that can make stuff like this? Just like when you see Moors that be getting stuff and they pretending like they know what they doing and it's not qualitatively what it's supposed to be. You have to be in, you can't just be around the way girl make that. And then look at brethren. But don't nobody want to be a Moor, man. They don't want to rep. Let me try to show his whole garb. So let me try if I find. Oh, I think this is a better picture. This is a better picture. So let me go back to the top because that's where I started. And I was like, I should have known starting there that this was the type of time that we were going to be on. So this is the Greek wear. So she has her fez, and a gangster lean to the side. Sisters can't wear, Prophet Noble Drali says sisters can't wear no fez. So you can't see her tassel in the back. Well, hold on. You can see it right there. And then look right here, man. Come on, man. Y'all ain't about that life. I have to say, and he was telling me that these are all original garb. I've been to a lot of stores all over the place to get some, Moorish garb. I ain't seen no stuff look like this. They putting some stuff together, and this is the 1820s. Now we know these are the nobles, but like, you have to not only who are you going to be able to reach out to get you to make these clothes the right way? So she fezzed up, and he's super fezzed up. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's a she. That's a she. That's a sister. Well, that's how she rocking. We saw the Slavic daughters with theirs on. We saw the Slavic son and daughter with their tarbush on. But a Moorish sister, a Moorish mother, a Moabite, she can't wear the fez. Everybody else can wear it except her. I'm like, these are two women. I was tripping. I'm like, wait a minute. That's a woman. Come on, man. And then we have the son over here. Look at this, bro. You can't tell me no Asiatics didn't put this together. You can't tell me. Look at this. Talk about Moorish drip. Look at this one right here. Look at this one. Y'all, this is, I was in there tripping like, this can't be happening right now. And at that time, it was already 4:00 when I was taking these. I know these are the first pictures. So those last ones, that's why I was like, I'm like, this is what we starting off with? And look how, so this is, I think it didn't say, I think I took a picture of the, and then we have the European daughter. She got her jump. And it kind of looks like a beret. For those of you familiar with like this idea, you can see she had, and it's a little bit blurry. Forgive me. I think that's the reflection. Yeah, that's a better picture. So you could see like those two, the two sons fits is mad fierce. And so even when you see like some of the Hessians who were fighting during the so-called Revolutionary War at North America, Hessians are descendants of the Huguenots. And these people come from Al-Andalusia, from Spain. So like when you see the dress, you're adapting a standard. So when we have people that have an agenda, that are in misinformation, and they make it seem like people wearing the fez, everybody's in order. Yes, most of them are. And then they use it because it was the military standard. So we have people, and now Poland, 1791, mostly with turbans on. You saw maybe one person that had like a tarbouche or a fez on, and they were like higher up in the military ladder. So the dress became the standard. And of all places, that part of the world, Central Europe, now in the Mediterranean, at Athens, I was like, this gotta be like this. I'm like, this can't be, man. No, that's a reflection. So that's a little bit better. Islam. Aspects of Greek society. Okay, so let me read this so we have context and you can see my little hodgepodge in the background. This exhibit in this room conveys the feel of urban life in 19th century Greece. The furniture comes from the houses of historic figures, the table in the background, okay, from Constantinople, the desk, the armchair. Female costumes belong to members of historic families of the War of Independence and to the maids of honor of Queen Amalia. On dress, whereas maids of honor wore the costume of the court, which was introduced by herself. So we need to do some due diligence on her, because she introduced the wear. So what degrees was she on that she got her maids of honor wearing this as she's introducing this costume to the court? The Queen Amalia costume. And I'm going to just zoom in for those of you that have eyes to see. Okay. Maybe you saw, maybe you didn't. And was the characteristics from various traditional Greek costumes. What various traditional Greek costumes? They talk about this? Okay. Okay, in honor of the queen, the male costumes belong to whoever that is, King Otto's aide-de-camp and the last prime minister of the Ottonian period, and to the freedom fighter. So those outfits were from the last prime minister of that time period. He was fresh. So what we have here is that the costumes, and actually it was a European daughter. If she was, we don't know if she was amalgamated or if she was of the bloodline. She introduced this into the culture and said that it drew on Greek costumes, traditional Greek costumes. And I think I wanted to show you this. Oh, this is the fall of the Byzantine Empire. Who was this? It didn't say what emperor he was. Again, come on now. Trying to zoom in. So they make a difference between the two here. Look what they did to the hands. So when you start to look at these, so we got a emperor there, and then who this? Maybe that's his consort. I think I got, well, I don't know if I took another one of those. Okay. Go back and show them Fezzes, and I think we'll be... Let's see. No, I don't have that one. Oh, this is interesting. This was another maritime flag. Look at the flag, and it's a little blurry. Oh, okay, now that's the... let me go back to the Fezzes video for the Moors that came in late. So Greek War of Independence, 6 years. Luckily, it got that recorded. I think I counted 12 Fezzes on this video. And I probably missed one. So try not to be obvious. So your official painting that's going to last after you transition, all the ways that you can be dressed like. And this is the 1800s. This is way after 1619. It's way after 1776, 1789, 1791. It's 1821 to 1827. So, as we mentioned under TMD, and if you haven't followed us at Tres Meritum Divitiae, I think I'll put that in there. Or somebody can, Sheldon, you can put that in there for me. And I'll show it again. I'll wrap up out of here. But like this is just the power of the culture, the power of the ancestors' work. And this existed. So these examples existed before Noble Drawley brought this to us. But no, he's not a prophet. No, he did all this. Or no, this ain't legit. Or it's a bucket hat. It's disrespectful. Oh, it's not real. Sisters shouldn't be wearing them. We got people getting married in the Slovakias and Slovenias and Bosnia. In Poland, they wearing the tarboosh and the fez. And I'm going to go back to those images of the Queen Amalia costume that she introduced to the court. So just by off of that strength, I don't know. I have to check her out and see what the issue are. Let me go back real quick. So this is the video of the prime minister's outfits, and then the clothes from this noble family. I don't know how close they are But they kept all this stuff, and it's in really good condition. Very well preserved. And this is the examples. This is the high status of Greek culture and nobility. This is how they get together for functions and events, for religious activities, for matters of state. This is how they dress. So we got too many, snake oil salesmen, type Moors, shady Moors that have this bootleg mindset, have this twisted mindset. And so the expansion of our reach is universal prophets. When we honor all divine and universal prophets. This is a global culture. I did not expect to see as many Fezzes on this trip than I did, especially at Greece. Didn't expect to see that at all. And the sisters, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy work. This is the divine side of things. Think about what prophet, like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is powerful. And I didn't even have my fez on that day because I had just got off of, I had traveled from somewhere, and I was like, and I had to go pick up something. I forgot where I was at, and I was like, it's already 1,000 degrees. So I did my best to, I think there was probably only maybe one day. I think on travel day, I didn't, on both travel days, I didn't wear it. And I can't imagine if I had my fez on, he might have let me stay. He might have let me stay after the time, because he was talking to me. He was vibing with me, but they had to see that I was obviously a bit obsessed with the fez. So let me show y'all something else real quick. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to save a lot of it. Like, it's so much stuff, man. I'm trying to remember. Oh, did I? No, I don't think I saw it. Yeah, I'll have to show that later. Yeah, that's before I left. Let's see if I can find it. Any questions or comments? Anybody have any excuses? Yeah. So I definitely noticed in Central Europe and most of the Greek islands, they have a historical museum and they have an archaeological museum. Did not get a chance to go to, I don't know if they had an ethnological museum. They had a Byzantinian museum also in Athens. But this historical one, and first, he gave me a deal on the strength. It was 45 minutes left. I was like, I don't know which way to go, but I'm ready to go. Went in, y'all see the footage. Again, there's probably a couple of them where it's a little bit blurry, but it was somewhere else I went. Oh, where was I? Oh, goodness, too many countries. Oh, where was I? Was it Sarajevo? No. I have to go through my pictures. There's a lot of pictures. Dang. And I didn't favorite them. Yeah, it's called let me pull it up here on my phone so y'all can see it. So we got evidence because, you know, we always got some naysayers out in the building. Now, this is the first time that I've seen this. Oh, shoot. I just put in Greek fez, and this is what popped up. Why did the Greeks, Italians, Albanians, and the French traditionally wear the fez? Yo, these brothers is looking fresh. He got his white fez on. And you can see the style at this point in the 19th century. This is that style. This is that style. He has the revolver. He has the dagger. He has the cummerbund. I don't think he has on the actual. He kind of has these on. So he's obviously, it's a longer skirt. All right. Uh-oh. Check out the Greek fez. Who knew on Etsy? They got Greek fezzes. Greek fezzes? Let me click on that. Okay, these are the ones they have at the Kingdom. These little cardboard jumps. I don't like them. Okay, well, these are... Okay, that doesn't say. Okay, that says Ottoman. Okay, it doesn't really have too many Greek ones on there. I thought it did. Yeah, it typically says that. All right, but I just wanted to hold on, let's see. Is that? Let's see if I can pull it up. So here it is. Here it says, and it's called the Amalia. So it's named after her. And they call it a Fezzes. They kept asking me, where'd you get your Fezzes? So again, that costume that she brought, so we got to do some due diligence on her. This is their Fezzes. So it kind of looks like the teddy bear one. But they obviously have different ones, like on the bookmark, and then on this one right here. Let's look at GreekCostumes.com because Moors want to play games. Let's see. Can I get it in English? Maybe I can't get it in English. Oh, maybe I can't get it in English. All right. Let me look at this real quick. I didn't even check the chat. Guess where Queen Amalia's from? Where is she from? Do, 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 do. So this woman married King Otto. This is their bloodline. So remember, she came from somewhere else. She was very unpopular. Okay, she's from northern Germany. I thought she was from Bavaria. But anyway, hold on. Let's see. What does it say? After the Greeks achieved their independence, the first queen of modern Greece actually came from the Grand Duchy of Oldenburg, then a small independent state in northern Germany. Okay. Okay, she was a Lutheran. So Amalia attracted the interest of a young King Otto of Greece, a Catholic Bavarian prince who hoped to establish a Greek dynasty. So again, this woman came from, and obviously we got to make sure if that's the real image of her. So let me do another search, and I'll start. Yeah, Habsburg. So remember that line is connect. So this is why we're talking about this. So when I went to the island of Rhodes, the brotherhood, that order, and actually Charles V, after the order was defeated by the Turks, they left Rhodes. And they were given a fiefdom in Algiers, in somewhere else. And again, Charles V. So he's that image that people see when you see that list of kings in Peru. You see the young image of him as a Moor. You can see him. And then later on, they have 2 or 3 images that it's him and he's older. But most of the ones that we see of Charles V, he's, pink washed, right? So let me see if I can find, I don't know, on this, like, let's see. She was a trendsetter. Okay. She introduced the Christmas tree. Okay, it doesn't really have a lot on her. Let's see what y'all talking about. She was born in Northern Germany. So yeah, so give thanks. Oh, it looks like she got an afro. Hold on. What the hell is that? What kind of hairstyle is that? Hold on. What just happened? No, come on, man. All right. Okay, nah. Okay, this is her with her fez on. Or it's kind of like a Liberty cap. Why do I keep doing that, bro? And let's see, this is her with a very interesting hairstyle. So just wanted to, Northern Germany. Yes. But the fact that they call it that, so they call it the costume and then that whole, the whole thing. So I just wanted to show, because I was like, I want to make sure I at least share that before. I haven't even shared some of the other things that I've seen. Just, was that the whole outfit? Yeah, more. So just as a recap, let me find the one with her Joan on. Let me go back to that one real quick. But yeah, so I just wanted to share, because I was in there like, I cannot believe this. And if you've ever been to a museum, like you've ever been to something, and soon as you walk in the door, it's like you got slapped 3 times. It's like, wake up. You got slapped 3 times. So when I walked in the door, this is what I saw, and I'm like, come on, man. This is the first Fez room. So there was at least 3. Yeah, this is the one I think that had 13 or so. And I know I skipped one because I was trying to get out of the view of him seeing me record, because I'm like, it wasn't no sign. I'm like, you being petty, bro. Yeah, so this is that first Fez room. And these are people that are fighting. So these are members of this noble class, these interested parties that are fighting to be able to create their own autonomy. They want to have their own self-determination. They want to create their own independent from the Turks. They want to create their own. But culturally, the standard is the standard. Because you do have some of those people that have identified as a part of the Ottoman Empire or Turks that are again amalgamated, that came in later, that are not of the same. And you can see the dagger, you can see the scimitar, you can see the revolver. So this is that same one again. But I just wanted to say again, the Greek identity of fighting for their freedom in their portraits, in their propaganda. So you had the new royal line coming in, which was very interesting because it said Catholic Bavarian. So that means even Otto has that descent from somewhere else. So the idea of assimilation and amalgamation of people that are already exposed to the standard from somewhere else are setting a new standard here. So within that short period of time, and her introducing these things within the culture, and that's everybody want to know what the famous people, the people that are wealthy, what they're wearing. I know people are talented, but when you see some things that culturally, you have to be of a certain culture to be able to make that authenticity look good. Like those of you that have ever tried to go buy garb somewhere, some of you like, And this is in the 1820s. So who are the people that are actually, like, where are you getting it from? So I'm going to show you those, and then let me show some of the portraits, and then I can just check out the chat. Who was it talking about the mustaches earlier? I think it was Cujo. This is the standard. And I think it was only a few people in there that didn't have the fez or turban on. And again, look at the standard. No, give thanks. So when you're looking at, let's see. And what's up in the chat? And again, so to that point of the that brotherhood, that order, they were sent to Rhodes because it was strategically in the area. So it's close to Turkey. It's close to Greece, which means it's also close to Kemet, right? To Egypt. So, and it's Charles V that gave them the order of, and I have a picture of that. And again, more Fezzes. This is the second room of Fezzes. So when we're talking about this idea of Moorish culture is dead, y'all don't got no army, y'all don't got no da-da-da-da. Well, we talked about how corrupt people that came in and infiltrated, that was doing dirt when the prophet was there. Hence the divine warning, hence the letter to be read in every meeting. Like, we know that when these things are happening, just like when there's something that is on that type of energy, there has to be opposition. There has to be polarity that's going to challenge it. And that's just a part of that energy. So like, who's making this outfit? Can't be no regular around the way junk doing that. Remember, when you are of a noble class, when you are of a bloodline, you have your own, they have like a royal, everybody there is of a certain guild. They have a certain experience. Like, those people only make clothes for the nobility. They only make clothes for the people that are in those orders. So this isn't, people aren't going to have access to that. You have to be able to know how to put that together. And of all the places I've been, so I'm probably at 70 countries right now. I need to do a list before I leave. I'm probably at 70. So like, who's doing, like, I haven't seen nobody wear nothing look like this. So like, this culture is strong, and this is the 1800s. This is before Prophet Noble Drew Ali manifested in the flesh. So from Central Europe to the Mediterranean, all those islands, into the place that I'm at now. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that because I think it was something else on here. Oh yeah, these are some of the revolvers. And like, look at that cummerbund right there. And I don't know if I have a better picture of that one. So typically you'll see, I know when I was in Hindustan, the Sikhs are allowed to take their dagger on the plane because it's a part of their cultural identity. So you have your dagger, you have a revolver. I don't know what that is. So these are if we're using this date system, 1821, 2025. So these things have been preserved very well. This I have never seen, like, a lot of this garb looks really, really good. So like, this is, the type of things that this is a better image of that. Imagine being able to get on the plane with that. You'll put your revolver through the security line. Hey, we part of the ancient bloodline. This is my everyday carry. So, and I think, well, you can't really see. Well, I think you can see that a little bit. And even some of the jewelry work was really well done. Oh, this was another. Is that another this video? Oh no, it's not a video. I was tripping. Okay, that's a Fez. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. Like, that's the vest. That's the scimitar. Okay, that was I think when they had some type of actual battle. And again, look at this right here, man. No, that was the blue one that I liked. Hold on, where's the blue one? This one right here. This is what the prime minister is wearing. He wore that one time. This is a one-time outfit. Those of y'all know, especially if you a shoe head or something, or what's the old when they talk about people buying like white and black t-shirts or something, you just wear it one time and you throw it away. So what we're talking about, what I wanted to share was this part of the world. Well, and that's the part that I'm in now. Hold on, is there a Fez in? Yep, there's a Fez in there too. Oh, some more Fezzes. And this was that. Oh, more Fezzes. So I'm going to recap just because more Fezzes. More revolvers. More scimitars. And then that's the cloak of the admiral or somebody. You'll make you one. I don't know more. Yep. Look at him. Look at him. I think that was the end. I think that was nope. There was some more Fezzes. Yep. This was the last room of Fezzes. And I apologize for the blur. Yep. So on that wall, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Fezzes on that wall. And that one's blurry. Okay, I think I took a better one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 Fezzes in that room. Maybe 13 was the magic number. Okay, this is, again, the standard dress. We got the cummerbund. We got the genie pants. We got the MC Hammer pants. We got the vest. We got the shoes. We got the fez. This is the more kind of poor man's festival outfit, maybe religious attire. You'll see that again. They got the white skirt from Queen Amalia. So she brought this in here. So it'd be interesting because on the one thing I looked up, it said traditional Greek culture. So, you know, and so her and her husband, they didn't have any offspring. But so what that time period that they were in charge here, and I don't know who transitioned first, her or the king, but the cultural standard that they set, that she set, and we talk about this idea of being a trendsetter, right? That lady tried to finesse me at Santorini, it was a better one that was taller. She was trying to get me to pay, I think this was about 6 inches. She tried to get me, it was like 11. She tried to get me to pay 50 euros for that. Again, this is the changing of the guard. They sell these at the tour shops. So the people that protect the president, and I'm going to read it again. I am a presidential guard, the president of the president of the Hellenic Republic. I am always there at the monument of the unknown soldier and at the presidential mansion, day and night. I parade at the center of Athens every Sunday morning, and I hoist and lower the flag at the Acropolis of Athens. So the standard for the tomb of the unknown soldier and the soldiers is, this is the dress. No, I did not get you one. You need to, you've already been to Greece, so you're supposed to do your due diligence. And then I saw this at the other one. I made myself go in there just to see what they had. And they had smaller ones, but they didn't have the, and again, I can't see if that's the tassel or if that's just the background. I think it's just probably a tarbouche. But I wanted to show that this is the archetype of the freedom fighter. This is Athens, Greece. So we want to give honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali for reminding us who we are. Making sure that we did not use names that delude to slavery, that we honor our ancestors, that we live according to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. These things were happening before he even reincarnated, before he came back, because we needed him the most. These Queen Amalias and these other people were bringing these things back to the forefront so that me traveling here and seeing it over the course of those days and like, yo, this is crazy. And it's not crazy, but that goes against the narrative for people that have all those opinions. We have to have respect for people that have helped preserve this, because I am pretty sure that the people in charge at that historical museum that I went to, they definitely are part of it, well, because that's just how it works. And they kept it there. They didn't hide it in the back. And it's actually been very interesting. So let me check actually, let me put my props back where they belong. Hold on, let's do this. That'll probably be that'll be the thumbnail. Man, $100,000 right there. Let's let him be chilling out like that. So let's see. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The teddy bear is a mason. And I think I didn't have a chance to see because I was just ripping and run. I just saw it. I was like, I got to get it. I think that might be an older version of the Greek banner. Because I did not get a chance to see the changing of the guard, to see what the soldiers really look like. But I just wanted to share that more. It's like I just thought that it was important to do that, and just to provide some tools, some context. That again, the stereotypes that many people probably would have never thought. I know I didn't think. I thought I came for some other reasons. But again, these things are right here waiting for us to rediscover them. And so being, I don't know how many hours I'm away from Greece right now, and just looking at some of the information that I was able to get over the course of several islands, and then so that was almost like not quite 2 weeks, or 2 strongs rather, but yeah, more. So I just wanted to say, I just wanted to share some information. I just wanted to show some of the things that I saw, and just like an amazement of why we do what we do, or why I do what I do, in the process, and finding ways to make that more consistent and authentic, and not wasting time. So let me check. All types of fezzes. Okay, that's old. Okay, let's see. Who's on here now? Come in the room. I don't know if Raquel is still on here, but in Kemet, they were wearing wigs back in the day. And at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, I don't know if it was 14 or 15 or 16, they had some of the wigs out. But when I went back like last year, they weren't there anymore. And they had Afro picks. Those weren't there anymore. Somebody said you gotta coordinate. All right. Well, Moors, let me check out and see anybody have anything else to say. My son has children with the Greek woman. She does, yep, he saw that. Not to mention the diamond wearing plate Moors. Yeah, so I'm gonna put some stuff together again. If you haven't followed us at Trey's Meritum Divitiae, please do so. We're gonna hold ourselves accountable. And once a quarter, we are going to put something together, do a live, do something interactive, just to kind of keep the energy going, holding ourselves accountable. Yes, Drew Ali is definitely the Moor. All right, so I think I went through the whole line. Okay. That's the Seer Ducateer's mustache. I thought I saw somebody say his name. Islam. All right, Moors. Islam, I want to say give thanks. I think MC Hammer. What did he say? MC Hammer Moore's calendar. Man, the Provenova jelly. Yeah. Teddy Bear has the Marvin. All right, with Islam Moors, I just want to say give thanks for the few of y'all that are still on. I was like, nah, I gotta make sure I do that. Because I gotta reorganize some stuff and get comfortable. But give thanks, Moors. I might go live tomorrow because I've just committed to doing some stuff. Yeah, to help some people out. So it will probably be, it'll be later. So that'll be a Sunday. So yeah, tomorrow Sunday. So I forgot. I think I'm 6 hours ahead or 7 hours ahead right now. So give thanks, Moors. You want to send a request to me, man? I'm about to get up out of here, Moor. About to get up out of here. So give thanks. Yeah, man, I'm exhausted. And I don't know if I want to cook something to eat or order me something. No, give thanks. So those of you that came in late, just go back and check it out. I'm going to post it and I will share it with... Oh, shoot, this is not TMD, it's me. Yeah, so I'm going to... Yeah, I'll figure out if I'm going to go live tomorrow because that will be really the only day up until several days after that. So, yeah, so give thanks. And this is it right here, Moors. See if I can get that over a little bit. Okay, there we go. I think we got almost all of the fezzes in there. All right, Moors, give thanks.